What would you do if you suddenly won millions in the lottery?
Meet Jake, a 32-year-old factory worker from a small Midwestern town. For years, he'd been working long hours, dreaming of a better life. Every week, he'd buy a lottery ticket, hoping for that one lucky break. Then, one ordinary Tuesday evening, the unthinkable happened. Jake's numbers came up. He'd won $10 million. At first, Jake couldn't believe his eyes. He checked and rechecked the numbers, his hands shaking with excitement. This was it, his ticket to the good life he'd always dreamed of. Without hesitation, Jake quit his job. He bought a luxurious house, a flashy sports car, and designer clothes. Every night was a party, surrounded by new friends who seemed to appear out of nowhere. Jake was living large, indulging in every pleasure he'd ever denied himself. For months, Jake's life was a whirlwind of extravagance. He traveled to exotic locations, dined at the finest restaurants, and bought whatever caught his eye. "I'm set for life," he'd tell himself. "Why worry about the future?" But as the saying goes, easy come, easy go. 2 years after his big win, Jake was in for a rude awakening. His accountant called with alarming news. Jake's funds were rapidly dwindling. The expensive lifestyle, careless spending, and investments in friends' shaky business ventures had taken a heavy toll. Panic set in. Jake realized he'd been so caught up in the thrill of spending that he'd never learned how to manage his wealth. He'd squandered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As reality sank in, Jake felt lost and empty. The fair-weather friends disappeared as quickly as they'd come. His big house and flashy car no longer brought him joy, they were just reminders of his foolishness. Humbled and determined to turn things around, Jake sought financial advice. He started to educate himself about money management and investing. It wasn't easy to curb his spending habits, but Jake was committed to change. Slowly but surely, Jake rebuilt his life. He took a job at a local community center, finding fulfillment in helping others. He lived modestly, saved diligently, and made wise investments with what remained of his winnings. Years passed, and Jake's wealth began to grow again, not from luck, but from hard work and wise choices. He discovered that true richness came not from fleeting pleasures, but from purposeful living and financial responsibility. Jake often reflected on the words from an ancient book of wisdom. "The one who loves having a good time will come to poverty. The one who loves wine and oil will not grow rich." He realized that sustainable wealth and genuine happiness come from diligence, not indulgence.
Jake's story teaches us that sudden wealth isn't a guarantee of lasting prosperity. It's about how we manage our resources, whether big or small. What are your thoughts on balancing enjoyment and financial responsibility? Share your insights in the comments below. And if you found value in Jake's journey, don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing stories and wisdom. Remember, true wealth is built on wisdom, not just dollars.